Very unique trip, very different from any of the psychedelic experiences I've ever had before. Trip update, I did not feel like I tripped at all for the second session, which was surprising to me. My nurse practitioner ended up giving me a third injection because I was like, I don't feel like I'm tripping at all. So she gave me a third injection. I don't know the dose. Someone asked me what the dose has been for me. And so to backtrack, my first dose was 75 milligrams. And then my second injection for my first session was half that. For my second session, I don't know what my dosage was. I didn't ask, but I got 3 injections for the second dose, 2 in one of each of my arms and one gluteal, I think it's called, injection. It was interesting to me that I didn't feel like I was tripping. The intention that I set was meaning and purpose. I think I mentioned that in my last video that I wanted to ask my trip what my meaning was here, what I'm supposed to do with my life. And so in retrospect, now that it's been a few days since the trip, I think it's kind of fascinating that I didn't get anything profound, nothing that I'm aware of came out of that other than my meaning and purpose is whatever I feel called for it to be on that day. I think that didn't come out of the trip. That just came in retrospect because literally I just felt like nothing. I didn't see anything. I didn't get any kind of inspiration or visuals. Nothing. There was nothing. So I thought that I didn't expect that at all. I thought it was kind of odd that I would go in with such a deep intention and come out with nothing. This week, I've been reflecting on the experience, and I think it's probably for a reason. So, if you've done psychedelics, I'm really interested to know if you've ever reflected on your purpose and what you got out of it. I've never I've had psychedelic experiences prior to ketamine treatment. I never thought to ask what the meaning of life is. Now, have I felt like I've had understandings of what it's all about? Sure. I couldn't communicate it to you now. That kind of understanding didn't quite come to me during this trip, which, like I said, was a little bit confusing to me. I didn't expect that. One other thing that was different from this week compared to last week is that I didn't have a very good experience with my playlist that I brought in. I thought I was going to rock out and jam out to the music that I chose, but I don't know if I just got lost in the playlist or if I switched the playlist by mistake, but it feels like I was only listening to music for about 15 minutes. And then I didn't really have like the cognitive ability, if you will, to switch my playlist. And so somehow it turned off. I had no music and no meditation going, and I just sat like that in silence for probably an hour, if not more than that. So very unique trip, very different from any of the psychedelic experiences I've ever had before. I would say, though, that this week has still been an improvement over how I was feeling and what my mood ratings were prior to treatment, even though it wasn't quite as good, I guess, as the first week. I gotta say, I am feeling better in general. I have to admit, though, and be honest with you, that today I haven't been feeling my best. I gave myself a 4 out of 10 today. It's been a 5 every other day. Not quite as good as last week, but stable. And still an improvement from the 3s and 4s that I was having prior to treatment. I have another session scheduled for this week coming up, and it'll be my 3rd session. My nurse practitioner wants me to come prepared with meditation that is in alignment with my intention for this week. Last week, I just came with music and I didn't have any meditations selected. So I don't know if she knows that or not, if she was like observing me or something, but I did pick out a few meditations I added to my playlist, got rid of some songs that I'm not resonating with at the moment. And so we'll see how this next week goes. If it feels a little more psychedelic than this past session. And my intention for this next week is going to be balancing my mental and physical well-being, essentially. So focusing on balance. If you've got any suggestions for what I might make intentions for future trips, please feel free to let me know. I'm always interested in what you have to say. I think I mentioned already, but I'll state again that my mood has been stable, not quite like last week when it was 6s and then I dipped to a 5 and back to a 6. It's been 5s all week, and today I rated myself a 4. I do feel as, I went to the store, ran some errands, went for a walk. I do feel like those things are helping me to raise my mood. So I'd probably put myself at a 5 now that I'm halfway through the day. Perhaps I need to start tracking that AM and PM and note what I did during the day, because it does make a difference if I get up and move around and talk with people. Talking with people is something that really helps me feel good. Oh, one more thing. If you notice, I did actually blow dry my hair today. It's been years since I actually styled my hair. I usually just wear it back in a ponytail or a bun or something like that. So that's exciting. Even though I'm not feeling particularly well, I feel about neutral, maybe a little less, like a 4.5 or something right now. But I still had the energy and motivation to do my hair. So that's new. That's a new behavior. And I guess that's a good thing. I'm sending lots of love to you. I love your comments. Please feel free to leave me 1 or 2 or 3, and I'll talk with you soon.